On an all-new Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, James Spader drops by. NBC Tonight.
Tonight, KWWL looking for some answers. First, Waterloo police will step up patrols following a reported assault at a local mall, Michael Crow reports. Then, it sounds like something out of a sci-fi film, but medical experts right here in the area are using a patch which helps regenerate bone living inside a body. Justin Andrews will have the story. And then passengers spring to action. To help a bus driver suffering from a medical emergency, we'll have the dramatic video. Your KWWL News at 10 starts now.
You're watching KWWL. We've got you covered. This is the news at 10.
Well, do you feel safe taking your children out to the mall? Officials want you to feel safe, even though following a fight which left one man unconscious about a week ago. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ron Steele.
And I'm Amanda Goodman. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Now, police say they found 20-year-old Keith Hayes beaten and unconscious last week at Crossroads Mall in Waterloo, and mall operators asked police what to do. Michael Crow joins us now live in our Waterloo newsroom with much more. And Michael, police think this mall fight was connected to other pretty dangerous incidents.
That's right. They think the same group of people was involved in a shooting and a fight at an emergency room that same night. Still, police say there's nothing to worry about at the mall. Police think 8 people assaulted Keith Hayes at Crossroads Mall, leaving him unconscious. Director of Safety Services Dan Trelka said he would call it gang activity, but he's not worried.
These guys aren't as organized, they aren't as violent, but they tend to get violent with each other. The people that attacked him knew him. It was not just some person being randomly picked to be attacked.
He said where people gather in large groups, like the mall.
Sadly, these things do happen. We do need to get behind it and take care of it.
They do happen. This cell phone video shows a fight at a Cedar Rapids mall just weeks ago. Right after the Waterloo incident, Crossroads released a statement regarding mall safety. To that end, it employs a nationally known security firm to provide security services, they said, noting that police are involved when necessary. They wouldn't comment on their meeting with Trelka today, referring to the previous statement. But Trelka said he's not worried.
I have no concern. Like I said, I would take my family to Crossroads Mall. I have no concern whatsoever.
Since it's spring break and there will be lots of unsupervised kids out, Trelka says they'll consider sending the officers usually in schools to areas like the mall or the library. The assault is still under investigation, of course. Live in the Waterloo newsroom, Michael Crow, KWWL News.
All right, Michael, thanks so much. Well, now let's talk a little bit of weather. Chief Meteorologist Mark Schnackenberg with the first look at your forecast. And I don't think Ron and I are going to like what you have to say. Probably not.
Well, let's hear it.
It's been a chilly St. Patrick's Day, and temperatures are a lot colder than where we should be for this time of year. It will warm up a little bit, but also cools down in the 7-day forecast. So, again, you may not want to hear it. Let's take a look at the high temperatures for the day today. Here in eastern Iowa, 30s and some lower 40s. Out west, we have temperatures in the 50s to around 60 degrees. Right now, our temperatures are in the lower to middle 30s, and we're not going to drop off a whole lot here. Overnight tonight, just a couple degrees down to about 30, 31, as we'll have lots of clouds overhead, and that's the way it'll remain as we head through the overnight hours. Mostly cloudy sky. Temperature again hovering into the lower 30s, maybe a couple of spots in the upper 20s, but generally low 30s across the area tonight. It will be breezy. The wind picks up here tomorrow as an area of low pressure that we're tracking moves eastward. It's going to drop some heavy snow across parts of the upper Midwest. We'll show you where and if we are in track or in line for any of that snow in just a bit.
Oh, great. Looking forward to it, Mark. Thanks.
All right, residents of Traer, here's a warning for you tonight. You are being urged by your local mayor to boil your water before using it here for the next couple of days. Traer Mayor Pete Holden telling KWWL that residents of Traer are now under a boil order because of multiple water main breaks in the community. Mayor Holden says this boil water order will probably remain in effect at least the next 48 hours, perhaps up to 72 hours in Traer. Tipton authorities tonight are looking into how a 15-year-old youth died. Police were called to a home on East 5th Street Sunday morning to check on him. When they arrived there, they found Keefla Robinson's body. Unfortunately, the medical examiner will be conducting an autopsy on the 15-year-old. Tonight, fire crews still monitoring what's left. Fire burned 4 buildings in historic Marquette up in northeast Iowa today. Beautiful area up there. But you are looking at the scene from earlier tonight. Crews say they will monitor the area, and they're going to try to put out any of those lingering hot spots. About 10 people are being displaced because of the fire. Fortunately, though, no injuries from the Marquette fire. A judge says this man is competent to stand trial. Richard Huffman, accused of intentionally setting a gasoline pump on fire this past December in Dubuque. I want to show you the surveillance video once again that reported the incident. Witnesses identified Huffman dousing a gas pump with fuel, then lighting it on fire. His trial set for April 21st. And tonight, 24-year-old DeMarco Dudley sentenced to 10 years in prison after pleading guilty to second-degree robbery charges. Dudley was shot twice by an officer during that 2012 robbery and standoff at the Breckenridge Trailer Court. Officers used force. It was deemed appropriate by the Johnson County judge.
More charges filed tonight for this man following a Waverly bar fight that ended with one man getting stabbed. Woodrow Hall was originally charged with willful injury after that March 5th fight at the Red Fox Inn. Now he's facing some serious charges for assault while participating in a felony and going armed with intent. Those are the actual formal charges. The victim in that fight has some pretty serious injuries. Hudson police are asking for your help in trying to locate this missing teenager. 15-year-old Nicholas Peters was last seen walking north on Hudson Road toward Highway 20, wearing a blue flannel quilted jacket, white t-shirt, and blue jeans. Call police in Hudson immediately if you have information. That number, 319-988-4405. And tonight, New Hampton authorities continue to look for this girl, 16-year-old Ashley Rule, last seen on Friday, March 7th. It's been 10 days now. If you've seen Ashley, you are asked to contact the New Hampton Police Department. The Waterloo City Council made progress on a traffic infraction proposal tonight. Dan Trelka says all 6 members of the City Council approved the first reading of the proposal. The new ordinance would give you a break on traffic tickets and bring in money for the city. The proposal still must undergo 2 more readings. Officials hope to have it incorporated by May.
A very interesting story from the University of Iowa tonight in Iowa City. University of Iowa researchers say they have developed an implantable biopatch which regrows bone in the living body. They've been studying this bone production research for the past 3 years or so. Our KWWL Iowa City reporter Justin Andrews talking with some of those researchers at the university today. And Justin, they say it can be used on several defected bone areas. This is pretty amazing.
Yeah, Ron, pretty fascinating. Researchers tell me the potential application for this growing bone ranges anywhere from dentistry to car crash victims and all other bone fractures in between. University of Iowa researchers have created a biopatch that regenerates bones, potentially creating a new way of treating wounds.
If you have a bone fracture where the defect site is too large for bone to actually grow across the defect site by itself, then this could facilitate that repair.
Dr. Aliasker Salem, professor of pharmaceutical sciences, tell me their goal in this 3-year research, while still in the early stages, is to improve treatment and rebuilding bone in the gum area and other bone fractured areas.
Like, see the black thing?
Researchers composed of professors and students say this growing bone works much like a Band-Aid by putting DNA into a tiny particle that delivers bone-producing instructions using existing cells in the living body.
I was involved in fabricating the scaffolds that contain these growth factors that promote bone regeneration.
Chethel DeMilo is the main person assigned to this project. She says it took about 4 weeks to get a complete regeneration of the bone in animal models they used. Now, the formation of this growing bone took place right here in the lab. Researchers say it's all part of the University of Iowa's innovative and cutting-edge technology for the College of Pharmacy.
We're creating the types of leaders that will go on to create the next generation of therapies for patients, and that's something that, you know, is a real strength of our institution.
With the preliminary studies, these researchers are hoping to use their cutting-edge research to help save lives. Now, as I mentioned, Ron, this is still in the early stages as they move through. Now, Dr. Salem says there is still a lot of substantial work that needs to be done to make sure that it's safe and there are no side effects when it comes to this growing bone. But for now, we're live in the Iowa City newsroom tonight. Justin Andrews, KWWL News.
Yeah, Justin, thanks so much. Very encouraging, very fascinating. As you mentioned, researchers tell us there may be differences in the bone regeneration process for humans, and of course, they're going to conduct a lot of research on that, and that research obviously could take several years. There is a new poll out tonight that shows that Iowans, the majority of Iowans, are in support of legalizing medical marijuana in our state. It's a Quinnipiac University poll found 81% of those surveyed support medical cannabis. Only 17% were opposed to it. 55% of those oppose recreational use of marijuana, however. Now, these Quinnipiac pollsters say opposition for recreational use of marijuana is higher in Iowa compared to any other state in which they've had a poll.
Passengers on a bus in Massachusetts spring into action to help the driver suffering from a medical condition while driving the bus. It's all caught on video.
Let's see what you've been reading online the last 24 hours and what's trending right now on KWWL.com. You're watching Your News at 10. We've got you covered.
Tonight celebrates St. Patrick's Day when Fallon welcomes the Blacklist James Spader. What? And sings with Kermit the Frog.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's.
Then Seth has Anderson Cooper. New Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, followed by Late Night with Seth Meyers. NBC Tonight.
Closed captioning on KWWL is brought to you by Nissan.
This Iowa Minute is brought to you by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
National magazines say Des Moines is the best place to live and work. But those who live in Iowa know that small towns are fertile ground for nurturing those first seeds of entrepreneurial success.
Iowa Farm Bureau's Renew Rural Iowa program encourages businesses. The Rural Vitality Fund helps them grow. Harris Vaccines of Ames became a global leader in livestock vaccines, including a new one to treat PED in swine.
We developed a vaccine within just a few months, and that is really a quite rapid response. For a startup, to be able to raise capital is quite important, especially in early days when you have very limited revenue and you have to spend a lot of money on research and development. For an Iowa company to have access to that kind of funds is absolutely essential. We wouldn't be in existence if it wasn't for the Iowa Farm Bureau.
For more information on Renew Rural Iowa and advice to get your business started, check out renewruralia.com. With your Iowa Minute, I'm Lori Johns.
You're so small, so perfect. This is a moment I'll cherish forever. And when you grow up, I'll remember when I held you as a baby, how little you once were, and where it all began.
Deliver your first memories at the Women's Center at Covenant, the area's first choice for growing families.
An honor we're grateful to hold.
Find us on Facebook and share your growing family.
Okay, when you're on the job, you're making tough decisions around the clock. Well, here's an easy one. Ford F-Series. It's a fact. On average, every 42 seconds, someone forks over their hard-earned cash to get one. No wonder they're the best-selling brand of trucks in America for 37 years in a row. Ford F-150, Ford Super Duty, #1 for 37 years straight.
Get an F-150 with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $2,000 in extra cash back for your trade.
Enjoy a picture that is 4 times clearer than high definition, over 8 million pixels, resulting in lifelike clarity and crisp detail. With a wide range of brilliant colors, it makes everything look better. Enhance your viewing experience of movies, television shows, sporting events, and more today. The new Sony 4K Ultra High Definition TV. Available now at Maximum Sight and Sound, located on University Avenue in Waterloo. Visit us online at maxss.com.
Someone You Should Know on KWWL is brought to you by Veridian Credit Union. You're watching KWWL. We've got you covered. With Ron Steele, Amanda Goodman, Chief Meteorologist Mark Snackenberg, and sports with Rick Coleman. This is the KWWL News at 10.
Tonight, word that the European Union and the United States are now imposing more sanctions on several Russian officials following the crisis in Ukraine.
EU officials today agreed to sanctions involving travel bans and asset freezes on 21 people deemed to be responsible for the crisis in Ukraine. The United States also published a list of 11 names that would be subject to similar measures. And tonight, investigators are looking more into the backgrounds of the pilot and co-pilot on the missing Malaysian Flight 370. Investigators did discover the pilot had been a part of Malaysia's political opposition. Despite that, his friends say that does not serve as a motivation to hijack his own plane.
For a troubled
earthquake.
Yep,
We're having an earthquake.
Well, that was the reaction today to the Los Angeles television anchors to the 4.4 magnitude quake, which happened this morning in L.A. U.S. Geological Survey says the quake was centered about 50 miles northwest of downtown Los Angeles. No immediate reports of any kind of serious damage, though.
Thank you. Coming up.
General Motors announcing 3 separate recalls as a result of the CEO's request for a comprehensive internal safety review following the ignition switch recall lately. The General Motors recall is now expanded to include more than 1.5 million newer GM vehicles. The company says it has received no reports of accidents or injuries relating to these new 3 recall models. The new recall models are on your screen there, and of course you will be contacted by General Motors if you are owner of one of these vehicles. The rescue of a man from his vehicle in a surging Washington River waters captured on videotape. A witness saw the driver veer off the roadway into the Yakima River, and he was trapped inside his sport utility vehicle. A rescue team pulled the man to safety, and he was taken to a local hospital for treatment of hypothermia following the accident.
Several Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority passengers being called heroes tonight after jumping to action when a bus driver suffered a medical emergency. Check this out. The security video. Passengers bring the bus to a stop when the driver suffered an apparent seizure. One passenger actually grabbed the wheel, put his foot on the brake while propping up the driver. The driver has not yet been medically cleared to return to work. Wow. Well, coming up later in your sports, Election Monday for both Hawkeye and Cyclone women tonight. Mark will have that breakdown coming up after Mark's forecast.
Well, pretty chilly St. Patrick's Day around here, but we are tracking an area of low pressure that'll bring some warmer temperatures to the area tomorrow, but also a lot of wind. Live picture from our Cedar Rapids Sky Camp with a mostly cloudy to cloudy sky overhead. We'll give you a Storm Track 7-day forecast and a little peek of behind the scenes. We'll explain coming up in just a moment.
When you're a People's Choice Award winner and have the #1 new talk show, you're bound to have a blast. The Queen Latifah Show.
Weekdays at 2 on KWWL.
When I walk into the Viridian, it's like, okay, hi, Dale. They greet me.
The people there are friendly, eager to please. I'm not just another number or, another person.
They have been there for me from day one. Even when the times was hard, when I was laid off, they supported me. It's just the friendliness, the kindness, the greeting, the welcome, and the service all together.
It's where we belong.
This week, pay less on everything. Our suppliers offered overstocks at 20 to 40% below cost. And we're passing the savings on to you. Plus, take 48 months to pay, no interest with no money down and no minimum purchase. You also receive Simpson bonus bucks to save even more. And don't miss out on basketball madness. Just shoot a hoop and everyone scores. It all has to go this week at Simpson Furniture in Cedar Falls and Coralville.
You'll like the look.
And you'll love the price. We guarantee it.
It's been a long winter. The change is coming. And as the snow melts and the temperature rises, there's one thing you can always count on. KWWL Storm Track 7. No matter the season, we've got you covered. Storm Track 7 forecast on the KWWL News at 10. Brought to you by CenturyLink. Get fast internet at a price that stays low for 5 years.
Right now, get any large, traditional, or flatbread specialty pizza for only $13.99. Casey's, famous for pizza.
McGregor's appreciates what you do for us, so here's what we're doing for you.
This month, McGregor's is thanking you with special discounts store-wide. We've slashed everyday low prices on Gen 5 items like this Infinity Bedroom Set, $558. Just your style slipper chairs in 23 fun fabrics, only $128. Receive free accent pillows with the purchase of any Gen 5 sofa. And with any Gen 5 item, get 30% off any rug, lamp, or wall hanging.
With our Everyday Advantage Smart Choices plus free delivery, you can always save more at McGregor's. Everything you love about home.
Mid-American Energy
is putting the power to achieve greater energy efficiency in our hands. MidAmerican's website offers easy-to-use online tools and tips on saving energy. Simple things we can do today. Save some green with MidAmerican to lower your energy bill now while preserving more energy for tomorrow. The power's in our hands with MidAmerican Energy.
Now your Storm Track 7 forecast on KWWL.
Well, we got lots of clouds overhead right now, and that's the way it's going to remain as we head through the overnight hours. We are tracking an area of low pressure. That's going to produce some heavy snow north of us. North of Minneapolis, probably even more so, where some places could see up to maybe 10 inches of snow. We'll be on the warmer side of this. We'll be dealing with some rain. That'll be late in the day. It'll be windy throughout the day, and it remains windy here on Wednesday as some light rain and light snow transitions to light snow. It's mainly overnight, and then it tapers off early on Wednesday. As for the satellite picture, a couple of snow showers falling apart to our east. We've got clear skies for the time being, at least earlier today. Now we're looking at a mostly cloudy sky. And back out to our west, we have a scattering of showers in the form of light rain and even some light snow. And you can see the light rain in green. Speaking of green, a lot of people ask, why do the meteorologists, or why can't the meteorologist wear green? Denise didn't wear green this morning. I can't wear green. Well, the reason is there's a green wall behind us. This is a green wall. The camera, I'm going to put this down for a second, the camera that I'm looking at right now shows everything that's green. It'll put a weather computer, all of our graphics on top of. So I'm going to take this, put it in front of me. Now, if Jeff could put the maps back up, you'll see that I disappear. So that is the reason why I can't wear green. Just a little tidbit there. Let me grab my little clicker back here. This actually changes the map, so we're going to do that. So that's how things are behind the scenes. As for our temperatures, 31 degrees in Dubuque, 34 in Waterloo, same thing in Cedar Rapids, Iowa City reporting in at 32. Still pretty drafty out there. Stays that way overnight tonight and through the day tomorrow, and even into the day on Wednesday, where some pretty strong wind is expected. Area of low pressure to our south and west. There's your southerly breeze in advance of that area of low pressure. That eventually will track to the east. Look at the heavy snow back up to the north and west here. For us, we'll be dealing with a few rain showers, heavy snow, winter storm warnings, and through parts of Minnesota, up towards the northern parts of Wisconsin. Nothing to be concerned about around here. Our conditions are going to be just a lot of clouds expected and a lot of wind here over the next 24 hours. Rain will hold off until very late as we get into the afternoon hours. Temperatures for tonight will drop down into the low 30s with your Storm Track 7 forecast under a mostly cloudy sky. And we'll continue that mostly cloudy sky tomorrow. Again, showers late, probably after about 3 o'clock. Temperatures between 45 north, 53 in the south, and that wind at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Light rain changing to light snow. Any accumulation will be minor. If we see any, it'll be less than an inch. That'll be Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. It'll be a strong wind out of the northwest, gusting to 35 miles per hour. Spring arrives on Friday with highs near 50, then we cool back down Saturday, Sunday, and Monday as we track another area of low pressure with some more moisture. How about this hot shots? I don't know how warm it is we're all hoping for someday. This was back in July. Sunshine, everything's green. Someday it'll get that way. Taken by Monty Bernard. Thank you very much for that hot shot. So a little behind the scenes why we can't wear green and you guys are able to wear green.
I'm glad to explain that because I wasn't sure I was going to be able to sleep until we did. Okay.
A lot of people ask that question.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, let me see if I can get through this. All right, Mark, thanks. Well, warmer weather is causing ice jams on eastern Iowa rivers. In Cedar Rapids, a few roads closed earlier today because of flooding. Officials say more flooding and road closures are possible over the next several days as the ice on the river continues to break up.
Well, coming up tonight in sports, Selection Monday for the women this time. The Cyclone and Hawkeyes are both dancing again. We have a reaction to that. Also, Gene Kling, the all-time victory leader in Iowa girls high school basketball history, apparently has coached his final game. He talks about a decision which took him by surprise. Mark Woodley comes up next with KWWL Sports.
Tomorrow and Today in Iowa, we're joined by members of a wrestling team that has done nothing but win for 4 straight years. And political analyst Dr. Chris Larimer offers his insight into the Iowa legislature and the latest from the campaign trail. That's tomorrow and Today in Iowa.
Closed captioning on KWWL is brought to you by Subway.
When we act as an advocate for Iowa farmers,
I rise up.
When we reinvest $80 million in a decade to bring jobs to rural communities,
I rise up.
When we provide nearly $500,000 in scholarships to young Iowans each year,
I rise up.
When we invest in solutions that create opportunities and improve the quality of life for all Iowans,
I rise up.
We're Iowa Farm Bureau, and we do these things because we're your neighbors. We're Iowans, and nothing feels better than seeing Iowa rising.
You see it everywhere nowadays. We call it the yield bump. It's a grower's way of saying you made a good decision. Because when you treat young corn with an early season application of Stratego Yield fungicide, you get stronger stalks, healthier fields, and even higher yields. So get a jump on your yield bump with Stratego Yield Early Season.
The Legacy Sleep System, made from the finest materials, extraordinary comfort and support, handcrafted in Marion, Iowa, available only at Lebeda Mattress.
It's the ultimate luxury savings event. Queen Pillow Top just $296. Save $400 on the Avena Plush Premium Pocket Coil Hybrid. Two-sided mattress that can be flipped over. Gel memory foam from $4.99. Adjustable beds and latex foam mattresses. Sale ends Saturday.
Bob Selsmore here, and I'm here to tell you that we're the best place to shop for a new car, so accept no invitations.
Brown's family of dealerships has been home with a push-puller drag sale for over 20 years now. That tradition has held continued success for one reason: transparency. With all of our vehicles clearly marked on the lot and on the web, you can shop with confidence and ease.
We'll shop at Victory Ford in Dyersville, the dealership you'll send your friends to.
Hi, I'm Janelle from Main Street Sweets.
And I'm Jess from Personality.
Shop our stores in downtown Cedar Falls. Life is sweet at Main Street Sweets, offering bulk candy that you can mix and match from hundreds of choices. Don't forget our homemade fresh fudge, gourmet chocolates and truffles, plus our melt-in-your-mouth sugar cookies.
It's all in the bag at Personality. We have a bag for every budget. Plus, we carry many accessories like scarves, wallets, sunglasses, and hats, with new inventory arriving weekly.
See why we're the hot spot on the second block.
Now, KWWL Sports.
Well, it was Selection Monday for the women as both the Hawkeyes and Cyclones expected to hear their names called out tonight. As for Iowa, the Hawkeyes surged at the end of the season, winning 6 of their last 7 games. And they would get the call about midway through the bracket. Iowa picked up a number 6 seed. They will face Marist, and that game will be played at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Now, Iowa is in the tournament for the 7th straight season. Afterwards, they talked about the selection.
Yeah, obviously really exciting. Something we've had a while to think about, you know, since our last game, but really excited to see our name pop up there. We have a great opportunity, you know, playing at home these first 2 rounds.
I felt like today it was we meant a little more business today. It wasn't just the excitement. It was who do we play so we can get started. But all in all, I think we're all happy about it.
I think we went into this week kind of relaxed a little bit more and able to focus on ourselves than worrying about if we're in the tournament or not.
Now, Iowa's opener tips off on Sunday night. If they win, they'll likely face Louisville, a team with only 4 losses this season. 3 of those came against #1 UConn. The only other one at 10th ranked Kentucky. So a very tough one looms in the second round. The Iowa State meanwhile closed the season by winning 3 of their last 5. That wound up getting them the number 7 seed in the Stanford region. Now they're in the dance for the 8th straight season. The Cyclones will open against 10th seeded Florida State, who went 7-9 in the ACC this year. Now, Iowa State will also host the first and second round games. If they get by Florida State on Saturday, they without a doubt would meet Pac-12 conference champ Stanford. The Cardinal went 17-1 in conference play this season. Now, we already know the 3rd seeded Iowa State men will open up against North Carolina Central on Friday. I'll be live in San Antonio beginning on Thursday, while Rick Coleman, he's already gotten to Dayton. He's going to have live reports with the Hawkeye men beginning tomorrow. Iowa plays Tennessee in the first 4 game on Wednesday night. While Waukon girls head man Gene Kling has coached his final game. After 52 years on the high school sideline, Kling submitted his resignation when he found out that Waukon would not be renewing his contract. Now, Kling, the state's all-time winningest coach with 1,009 total wins. He's been at Waukon for 11 years and spent the previous 41 at West Central of Maynard. Now, in his first year with the Indians, Kling's team won a state championship. This past year, they suffered just the 3rd losing season in his entire coaching career. And he says the school's decision not to bring him back certainly caught him off guard.
The thing that kind of bothers me is I've been very, very proud of the success that I've had in coaching girls basketball, and now all of a sudden it's not good enough. Your best isn't good enough anymore, so I feel bad about that. So it's been a good run for me, and I guess all good things have to come to an end.
Certainly an odd end to an outstanding coaching career. Gene Kling's teams averaged 19 wins over the course of an entire half century. They played in 16 state tournaments. He's the only coach in the state of Iowa to pass the 1,000 win mark. I was at that milestone game.
Yeah.
You were at the game when he set the all-time wins record in the state.
And of course at West Central he wore the blue socks, up at Wauconnie wore the orange socks, and
Gonna miss those socks.
I mean, a great coach and the all-time winningest coach. So Gene, I'll tell you, thanks for everything. It's been fantastic, and who knows, maybe he won't get out of coaching. I don't know.
He says, it's probably not going to happen.
Okay,
but,
all right.
We'll see.
Sad hearing from him like that. All right, we'll be right back.
3, 2, 1, 0. With bonus cash, these babies are going fast.
At Nissan now, get up to $2,000 bonus cash on select models. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Big is where it's at.
Nothing wrong with small. Slumberland's Any Size One Low Price Mattress Sale is back. Choose any size.
Big.
Just one low price. Small. Get a Sealy Cushion Firm for just $99 each piece. Only at Slumberland.
Big stuff.
Small stuff.
At Slumberland, we don't just want you to like your mattress.
We want you to love it.
We give you 120 nights to fall in love.
If you don't, we'll find you a better match.
It's the Dream Team Satisfaction Guarantee. And it's only at Slumberland.
Fun to retire here. Everyone's trying to move in. Eisenach Village in Waverly.
In these tough times, parents need all the help they can get, so I taught mine to go to Neighborhood Closet in Waverly. They have the best stuff for kids. Cool clothes, shoes, and toys. Neighborhood Closet even pays cash on the spot for gently used kid stuff and baby equipment. They have great outfits for mom, awesome stuff for dad, and for the baby brother too. Neighborhood Closet has the guaranteed lowest price on diapers. Sometimes parents need a little help, so bring them to Neighborhood Closet under the water tower in Waverly.
Around here, everybody knows Vern.
Oh, say.
That's because Vern volunteers his voice for games all across the county. It's people like Vern that inspired us to create Tanks of Thanks. Free fuel for those who go above and beyond. It's our way of showing we're with you. Know someone who deserves a tank of thanks? Nominate them today.
3, 2, 1, 0. With bonus cash, these babies are going fast.
At Nissan now, get up to $2,000 bonus cash on select models. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
You disappeared a little bit during weather.
Yes.
Right. Half of you went away, yeah.
All of me is back.
Yes.
To talk about a storm that we're tracking. That'll bring us a little bit of light rain late tomorrow afternoon. It may change over to some light snow. Any accumulation would be less than an inch here Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Spring arrives with highs close to 50. Then we're back into the 30s for the weekend.
Well, glad spring can come in at a warm 50.
The weekend's been pretty lousy. I mean, it's cold, either raining or snowing most of the winter.
And we're not really giving Mark a hard time. We love him, you know. Of course, we just like to. Well, we do like to give him a hard time. You're right.
Just don't like his forecasts. Let's just be honest. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right, be careful out there. Good night. Thanks for watching.
Saving at Furniture Row is a slam dunk. Score big with our top 64 picks and more. Like this sofa and love seat for only $678 or this dining table just $379. Plus get 64 months no interest. Furniture Row, home of Denver Mattress, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer.